channel. It's a little bit windy tonight, so hoping the audio's not too bad. So yeah, I'm out on my last run of the week. It's week 10 of my marathon training block. Sunday evening. I had to wait for the rain to stop. It's turned out into a lovely evening though now, so getting this last run done, and then I'll check back in and I'll recap how week 10's gone. It's probably been the most challenging week so far of all the 10 weeks. It's been the most difficult, I'd say, managing my foot and the runs and just in terms of how they felt. But I'll dive into that in a minute. So yeah, so just to recap week 10. Those that have obviously followed the channel at the end of last week, so in week 9, I had a bit of a foot issue flare up. So the end of week 9 was a bit of a downer in terms of, I wasn't hopeful in terms of my foot and my hamstring as well. My hamstrings kind of re-flared a little bit, not much though. It's mainly the foot was the issue. Again, apologies if it was a bit windy, but hopefully you can hear me. But it was mainly the foot, so basically I decided conservatively to scrap my Monday run, which was due to be a long trail run. I think it was meant to be an 18k trail. I decided the two main factors in terms of why my foot issue came up was because I'd done 2 long runs in my trail shoes, and obviously this time of year the trails are really compacted, so doing my cheapest shoes, the softest foam, so probably the least protection. So I think they contributed to my foot getting battered on 2 long runs. I think I did an 18k on a canal towpath, and then I was doing it obviously at 16k as well on compacted trails, so it added up to a fair long distance with shoes that obviously aren't very protective. Probably been battered as well. I think they've nearly done 250 miles, so that's one contributing factor, is my trail shoes. I think if I have made my foot a bit more susceptible to injury, and obviously as well I think sometimes my pace, because I'm getting fitter and I'm feeling okay aerobically, I'm tending to go out quite, not quick, but my easy pace is at the start of the block was between 5:45 and 6-minute Ks, whereas we're 10 weeks in and I can probably hand on heart say I've only ran about a handful of Ks at that pace. Most of them have been 5:30 or faster, so I think that's contributed as well, that I'm running faster than I probably should. The old phrase of train slow to run fast, I should probably adhere to that a bit more, but it's hard when I'm feeling okay aerobic. I want to just get the runs done. So so anyway, back to week 10. I scrapped the Monday run, one because it was going to be a trail run, so I didn't really want to run in them shoes again and do even more damage to my foot, and plus I wanted a bit of a half decent rest period, so like maybe 2 or 3 days of no running. I thought that would help. Again, thinking of the bigger picture, 3 days off and then finish off the rest of the runs in week 10 is better than kind of blindly ploughing on and injuring my foot further, and then obviously having to have more runs off nearer to race day, which would have been helpful. So yeah, 3 days off. So the first run of this week was my speed session on Wednesday, and obviously I could have had 3 days off and my foot felt okay walking round. I thought I'd just test it out and do a short fast one, because obviously my foot was only flaring say after 12-15k, so I realised it's probably an overuse injury rather than a major injury. So went out, did a fast 5k. This is on the screen as I'm talking as usual, and that ended up being a lifetime PB. That was the aim. Thought I'd go out hard. Felt refreshed a little bit after 3 days off. Here, so I set a new lifetime PB of 20 minutes 12. which was useful, which was good. That re-energised me a little bit. Foot felt good. And then Friday, I went out and did a tempo 16k, which again that was scheduled. I think that might have been actually been scheduled to be another trail, but I decided to go on road with the my Reebok float ride, just to again a bit more of a protective shoe. Again, I've kind of been subconsciously avoiding my trail shoe all week because I think that's probably been the major issue. So I did a 16k tempo, just over 5 minutes per k, which felt pretty good. And then again, the last run of the week was meant to be a 30, I think it was meant to be a 34k, but again with the issues of last week, I couldn't even get to 30. I decided to test it out and did a half marathon. So I did a half marathon yesterday morning, Saturday. Again, this is on the screen. Made the mistake of not taking my water out, so that became a bit of a battle. The second half was horrible, it got really hot. I had no water, I was dehydrated. That was a tough run. Again, that kind of sapped my confidence a bit again, because my foot was getting better, I was getting a bit more energised again, and then that's just kind of knocked me back a bit that it was such a tough run when it shouldn't have been, but it's my own fault. I should have took the water with me, hence why today I brought a carry bottle. And so then obviously I don't want to do a half marathon deliberately. I didn't want to push too far and re-aggravate the foot, so I wanted to top up. So I'm doing a 15k tonight, which will take me past the 34, be 36, obviously split up. So I'm obviously slightly down overall. I'm slightly down. Yeah, so with this tagged on run, I've still managed to do my 4 runs for the week as scheduled, but obviously because I dropped a kind of an 18k run deliberately, just again to try and protect the foot. I'm obviously slightly down on goal distance for the week, which is for the second week running. So last week the goal was 71k for the week, and I ended up doing 63, so I was like 8k down. I think this week's goal was like 73 or 74k. I think it was 73k this week, and I'm going to end up doing like 50, 58, 59, something like that. So I'm going to be like 13, 14k down this week. But considering I dropped an 18k run, I had 3 days off, and my foot was kind of shot at the end of last week. That's not too bad. Again, I was downhearted a bit, started the week a bit demotivated that an injury's come up right at the wrong time, but I've got through the week okay. It's not actually that bad, so I'm a bit more positive about the next 2 weeks. So I think I've got like 2 weeks left of proper training, week 11, week 12, and then week 13, week 14 are the kind of taper weeks. So I'll be ready for them, I think, properly dropping the mileage down and refreshing the legs and recovering from all these niggles, ready for race day. So I've got 2 weeks to get through. I'm hoping next week I can have a bit more of a normal week. I'll try and stick to the plan a bit more rigidly now the foot's kind of recovered. And I've done a fast 5 this week, I've done a tempo 16, I've done a half marathon yesterday with again no foot issues really, it's just mainly a dehydration issue. And obviously we're going to do 15k now, so if I get through all of them and there's no real reaction from my foot, which there hasn't been, then I'm pretty happy that it's passed. So I'll try and stick to the plan next week rigidly. I think the only thing I'll change if I get any trail runs, I might alternate them to a road run and take the hit on my road shoes. I just don't want to aggravate it again this close to race day now, 4 weeks to go. So yeah, that's week 10. Been a bit of a struggle. I'm a bit disappointed, obviously I'm down on my mileage for 2 weeks on the bounce, but it is what it is. The body's telling me for one thing or another that obviously it's giving me warning signs. I took the footing issue as a warning sign to slow down a bit, which I've done, and it's reacted and obviously recovered hopefully. So but yeah, drop in the comments if you're an experienced marathoner, if you've done several training blocks. What's the norm? Do you get injuries and do you just have to deal with them, manage them, or do you, like say, heed the warning as such and obviously be cautious like I've been this time around? Just be curious to know if I was right to do what I was doing, or shall I have just powered on a bit. Should have powered on and just, it would have recovered anyway, but I would have got my mileage in. I don't think I would. I was really struggling last week on that last run. That 27k felt like forever. I stopped at least 4 or 5 times just to massage the foot, so that was at its worst. So I'm glad I took 3 days off. That seemed to help it, give it a chance to recover. But yeah, so overall that's week 10. I'm rambling on a bit, but just wanted to voice my my mood, I suppose, my current position in terms of all the way through this. I've been fairly positive that I'm going to do it, in terms of I'm going to hit my goal, or at least be close to it. I knew it was never going to be easy, but again, up until this point I've not really had any major setbacks. This training's gone pretty smoothly, so I suppose I've got to be grateful for that. But this has just kind of been a bit of a smack in the face, a bit of a reminder that it's going to be tough. I suppose it'll set me up for race day, that if something does go, my foot on my hamstring or something, anything else, my hip, anything, that I've done all this and I've not sacrificed, but yeah, I've worked for it, so I'm going to have to grit my teeth on race day. It's not going to be a breeze. I'm just going to jog round and hit my goal. I think now I need to kind of focus on getting the last bit of mileage in, up the mileage in the legs, and to do that I need to make sure I'm not running too fast and therefore overexerting myself or injuring myself again. So yeah, the kind of key focus for the last 2 weeks is get all the runs in, especially the long ones. So my furthest run so far has been that 27, which again was a stop-start run, so I need to kind of get a 30k in unstopped, not stopped obviously, like, and get a good solid 30k in, maybe even 2 before I set to taper, just so I can be confident that I can get to at least 3/4 of through the run at a steezy, easy pace, because I'm trying to run it at a marathon pace. I'm a goal pace, sorry. I want to be confident at least I can do the distance, most of the distance at an easier pace. So I need to get them in the legs, then I'll be a bit more confident. So 2 weeks to go, work to do. I'm going to get this run finished. I'll do a little tiny recap at the end. Don't forget, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe. I do appreciate everyone that watches. If you've only just been new to the channel, you've only just tuned in, again, I'll tag to the playlist. I've tagged every one of my sorry, the wind's picked up again. Yeah, I'll tag the playlist at the top corner. That's got all my marathon training block in that, every single run, well, that I've vlogged anyway, on every recap. So if you only just tuned in, you're not really up to speed, go back and maybe just watch the recaps. That'll get you up to speed. It covers all the runs I've done. So, but yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll get this run finished and I'll check back in. Okay, I'll admit it, I found a what I thought was a little secret cut through trail path, and as you can see it's all overgrown, but hey ho, we're here now, let's just power through. But yeah, this isn't what I expected. 100 metres back it was just a nice smooth trodden path, so let's try and get out this field. Oh, okay, I've conceded defeat. I've turned back round from down there, back on the nice semi-smooth trail. Found some bowls. Just come over to say hello. I think it scared me a bit with them horns, I'll be honest, when they all came running over. Even though there's a fence between us, but yeah, I conceded defeat. I got to the bottom of that field, I'd stepped over, a bit like you can see down here, I'd stepped over a low wire fence. I got to the far end and it wasn't low anymore because the path was all overgrown, so I stepped over the fence. To be honest, probably shouldn't have done, but I stepped over the fence, got down the field, which was slightly less overgrown. Oh, there was a bit of a trodden path down it, but then I got to the far corner and the fence was back up to like 4 foot, like mid chest, or not mid chest, past the hips anyway, and got close to it and I heard it buzzing, so it's obviously electrified. I thought it's not about me being stupid, I'm literally on my own here in the middle of nowhere. If I don't know, I've never touched an electric fence. Is it just painful or what? But I didn't fancy it. Me keeling over in the middle of that field and no one finding me for ages, so I'll swallow my pride. I've turned around, I'm back here now, back on the road. I'll finish the run as planned. Might be a bit extra mileage, so we can have that as a silver lining. But yeah, no more hiccups. I'm going to get this run finished, get home and check in. Run done. It means 16k because that run turned down the field. So 16k, I think it was about 5:45 average. Feel good though. I think I do need to do more at that pace, like my easy pace. I think I've been doing too much at steezy tempo, and obviously this week I've done a bit of threshold as well. So, and obviously 5k with max effort. So I'm wondering, my legs are feeling a bit lethargic, and I'm running into a few niggles. I think I'm going to focus, like I said, on slowing the pace down a bit, focusing on getting the mileage ticked off without burning myself out for these last 2 weeks. But yeah, that's week 10 done. I think I'm just under 60k for the week, which is not bad considering that I said at the start of the week my foot was not looking great. So all in all, I'll take the positives from the week. Runs are done, foot's better. 2 weeks to go and then I'll be at marathon race day. So first one, I'll give it a good go. Thanks for following along, everyone that has done so far. Like I said, if you haven't, then obviously go back through the playlist of marathon training block and go back through the playlist and watch it back. Obviously you can see what I've done and what's gone well, what's not gone well. So yeah, 2 weeks to go. Follow on for week 11 and 12, and then obviously I've got a taper then, so I'll do much reduced mileage. But yeah, pretty happy overall considering it was a challenging week. Like I said, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Channel's still growing. Do appreciate everyone's taking time out to watch it. But yeah, 2 weeks to go. I'm going to be excited now. Not long to go till race day. Looking forward to it. But I will see you on the next one.